Okay, the problem is ABC Limited Company, Tirupur, filed a money suit. So the nature of the suit is money suit against XYZ Limited Company, Ernakulam. And it is for a sum of rupees 75,000. The defendant contested the suit and was dismissed by the Municipal Court by judgment dated 3/1/2020. So these are the things which you have to include in the facts side of the memorandum. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിലെ ഓരോ ലൈനും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു 2-3 സെന്റൻസ് ആക്കി മാറ്റാൻ പറ്റും. That is how you have to do it in the facts of the memorandum of appeal. That's why I am reading the problem first. Okay, so the defendant contested the suit and it was dismissed by the municipal court at the first level by its judgment dated 3/1/2020. The petitioner was not satisfied with the decision as the promissory note submitted by the ABC Limited Company was not taken into consideration. Here what happened is the judge has not taken into consideration the proof submitted by ABC Limited. What was the proof? He has submitted a promissory note, but the judge has not made any mention of the promissory note in the judgment. And according to him, that is a relevant proof which is not considered by the court. So he has a chance to go for an appeal. We have already told in the appeal stage that only when there is a question of law that you can go for a appeal. Here, promissory note is a very important proof, which is not a very much important proof, which is not considered by the judge. So the company wants to file an appeal against the judgment and decree dismissing the suit. So what is the requirement of ABC Limited, or what is the prayer of ABC Limited? He prefers an appeal against the judgment of the municipal court, and regarding this you have to draft a memorandum of appeal. Okay, so this part is clear for you, no? The problem clear alle ellarkum? So it's about a money suit. Rupees 75,000 is involved in that. There was a promissory note submitted by the plaintiff. It was not considered by the municipal court. So he wants to go for an appeal because his suit is dismissed by the court. This is what we have to understand. Now I am sharing the provisions of the appeal so that it will be facilitated for you to write it. Okay. Already I cover the portion. Once again I am continuing. A civil appeal. It is in the nature of a civil appeal. So what is meant by appeal is mentioned. Appeal from original decree is called a first appeal. That you have understood from CPC. An original decree is passed by any court having original jurisdiction. Here it is the municipal court. Municipal court is having an original jurisdiction. And you can prepare a first appeal against the judgment of that particular court. An appeal shall lie from any decree of court exercising original jurisdiction except as otherwise expressly provided in the code or by any other law for the time being in force. So whatever civil law which is related to this, you can take recourse to in the case of preparing an appeal. And sections 96 to 99A and order 41 of the CPC provide for the appeals. So the concerned order and the rule you have to remember when it comes to the memorandum of appeal, because that is coming under the form of the appeal. That is why we have to remember the provision of the CPC clearly when it comes to memorandum of appeal. An appeal may lie from original decree passed by ex parte also. Here both the parties are there. Both the parties submitted their hearing before the court. So it is not an ex parte decree. Ex parte decree means only one party is there. Other party who has submitted the case is not appearing. And no appeal shall lie from original decree passed by the court with the consent of the parties. So that also we have to remember, when both the parties to the suit is going for a compromise regarding the issue of the matter, there cannot be any appeal from that, because both of them consenting to what is the decision of the what is the outcome of that particular case, they are consenting. So you cannot go for an appeal. You are not supposed to waste the time of the court. That is why. Then no appeal shall lie from except on a question of law from a decree in any suit of nature of whatever is the nature is mentioned below. So only when there is a question of law that you can prefer an appeal. Then cognizable by small causes where the amount or value of the subject matter of the original suit does not exceed ₹1,000. So in such cases, there is no chance for an appeal. Then appeal is preferred by a memorandum of appeal to the court or to such officer as it appoints on that behalf. So what is the first level of the court, or what is the first level of the officer to whom we have to approach against the judgment or the decree will be clearly mentioned. Then after the first appeal from an appellate decree also you can prefer. An appeal from appellate decree is called the second appeal. So first appeal, then comes the second appeal. Sections 100 to 103 of the CPC. So it's a continuous flow of the sections that you can remember easily when it is an appellate, when it is an appeal from an appellate decree. Then any order 42 of the appellate decree. Then comes the provisions for the second appeal. A second appeal shall lie to the High Court from any decree passed by the court subordinate to the High Court. So from the municipal court, you can prefer an appeal to the next level of the civil court. From there, directly you can go to the High Court. And second appeal in a civil matter, we are preferring to the High Court. An appeal may lie under this section from an appellate decree passed ex parte also. So just like the first appeal, in the case of second appeal also, you can prefer an appeal when the decree is ex parte. Only one party is there. Other party has not turned up. And in the case of an appeal under this section, memorandum of appeal shall precisely state the substantial question of law involved. So this is important. Whenever you are preferring an appeal, it should be clarified that there is a substantial question of law is involved. And memorandum shall be accompanied by a certified copy of the decree and judgment of the appellate court and those of the court of the first instance. So when you are preparing a second appeal, it is not only the decree and judgment of the first court you have to produce, the first level of the appeal court also you have to bring forth for the second appeal, so that hearing is taking place at the first level, and what has happened at the first level the High Court should know, and what is the decision of the next level, that means the first appeal, the second appellate court also have to understand. That is why the decree and the judgment from both these courts are taken to the High Court. So that is how the procedure when it comes to second appeal is there. And High Court is to be satisfied that there is a substantial question of law involved. So it is to be ensured by the court, ensured by the High Court that the question of law is involved. Then only appeal is allowed. And the respondent can be allowed at the stage of hearing of appeal to argue that the case does not involve a substantial question of law. So these provisions you can remember so that you can add it to the memorandum of appeal when it comes to drafting. That is why once again I am repeating the provisions. You can clearly argue from the side of the party that there is no substantial question of law involved. Then what is the point in going for an appeal for the other person? So these are all the things we have to remember while drafting. And when we are drafting for the appellant, what we have to do is, we have to clearly say that there is a substantial question of law involved. Here in this case, what has happened is, the person has not the judge has not taken into consideration the promissory note submitted by the plaintiff. It was not considered at the first level of the court. So that's a question of law. Actually, it is a substantial question of law. It's an important question of law which is not considered. That is why an appeal is preferred. You can very well tell. So subtle things are there which you have to remember when you are drafting, which adds power to your drafting. Even when you are writing the examination, if such points are covered by you, you will get the whole marks. Form should be correct. Along with that, whatever you fill also is correct. You will be getting all the marks. That's what you have to aim at. എന്തായാലും നമ്മൾ ഫോം പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ കൂടെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള നമുക്ക് ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് പറയാനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ അതിൽ പറയാലോ. ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഫ്ലറിഷ്ഡ് ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഒന്നും എഴുതണം എന്നൊന്നുമില്ല. നമുക്ക് സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് അറിയാമെങ്കിൽ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് പറയാനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ അങ്ങ് പറയുക. ഈ പ്രൊവിഷൻസ് മനസ്സിൽ ഓർത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് അതൊരു സെന്റൻസ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് എഴുതി കഴിഞ്ഞാല് we will be getting the whole marks for that. So that is what you have to aim at. നമ്മളിൽ പലരും ചിന്തിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്, തലേ ദിവസം വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അന്ന് പോയി എഴുതിയാൽ മതി എന്നുള്ളത്. അങ്ങനെ എഴുതിയാൽ മതി, യു ക്യാൻ പാസ് ദ എക്സാമിനേഷൻ, ഐ നോ. പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനല്ല. ഓൾ ഓഫ് us are having our own skills. നമ്മുടേതായ കഴിവുകൾ നമുക്കുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ഫുൾഫിൽഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഫുൾ ഫ്ലെഷ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഔട്ട്കം ആണ് നമുക്ക് എക്സാമിന്റെ റിസൾട്ട് ആയിട്ട് കിട്ടേണ്ടത്. ഓൾ ഓഫ് us have to strive for that. അതിനുള്ള ശ്രമം നമ്മൾ ഉപേക്ഷിക്കരുത്. വലിയ വലിയ ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ പറയുന്നില്ല, ലൈഫ് ഇസ് എ ജേർണി ഫോർ പെർഫെക്ഷൻ. ആ പെർഫെക്ഷൻ നമ്മുടെ എഴുത്തിലും വേണം. എക്സാം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ എഴുത്തിന്റെ ഒരു പൂർത്തീകരണമാണ് ആക്ച്വലി. whatever we know we are expressing. അപ്പൊ ആ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ ഷുഡ് ബി reflecting the kind of the expert skills and knowledge we are having. അപ്പൊ അതൊന്ന് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം എല്ലാവരും, ഏത് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആണെങ്കിലും, എസ്പെഷ്യലി ഇൻ ദിസ് സബ്ജക്ട്. നമുക്ക് അറിയാവുന്ന ലാംഗ്വേജിൽ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഒരാൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്ന രീതിയിൽ പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യാം. എന്താണ് മെമ്മോറാണ്ടം ഓഫ് അപ്പീൽ എന്നുള്ളത് എനിക്കറിയാമെന്ന് വായിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കും കൂടെ മനസ്സിലാവണം. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് അവർ ഡ്രാഫ്റ്റിംഗ് ഈസ്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചെല്ലാരും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് കുറെ എണ്ണം നിങ്ങളെ കൊണ്ട് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. ഒരു സിമ്പിൾ കാര്യമല്ലേ, ഒരു ദിവസം ഒന്നല്ലേ ഞാൻ കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ളൂ. അതെല്ലാരും ഡ്രാഫ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഒന്ന് അയച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നഷ്ടമൊന്നുമില്ല. യു ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു ഗെയിൻ ഫ്രം ദാറ്റ് മച്ച് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് നമുക്ക് വരും. പരീക്ഷയുടെ തലേന്ന് പഠിച്ചിട്ട് എഴുതാം എന്നുള്ള അതൊക്കെ നല്ലതാണ്. ഇത്രയും നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ വി ആർ നോട്ട് വേസ്റ്റിംഗ് ടൈം ഓൺ ദിസ്. ഇപ്പൊ എന്തായാലും നമ്മൾ ടൈം വേസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്താലും പരീക്ഷയുടെ തലേന്ന് എന്തായാലും കുത്തിയിരിക്കണം എന്നായിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ മനസ്സിൽ തോന്നുക. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ്. ഇഫ് യു ആർ വെൽ വേഴ്സ്ഡ് ഇൻ റൈറ്റിംഗ് ദിസ്, പരീക്ഷയുടെ തലേന്ന് ഒരു പണിയുമില്ല, ചുമ്മാ മറിച്ച് നോക്കിയാൽ മാത്രം മതി. എഫേർട്സ് ആർ ലെസ്, no tension. Happily you can write and be happy. Okay, so that is how all these provisions you have to add, and High Court has to ensure that there is a substantial question of law involved in that. Then further appeal, section 100A of the CPC mentions about no appeal shall lie from judgment, decree or order or final order of single judge of a High Court. That we have to remember. And appeals from orders are mentioned from sections 104 to 106 and order 43 of the CPC. So these are the main provisions which are related to the appeal, memorandum of appeal. It is in the nature of, it is civil nature. Last level we are having appeal to the Supreme Court. It is coming under section 133. Even Article 133 Indian Constitution mentioned in the provision Article 133 that you might have learnt under the Constitution also. So appeal shall lie to Supreme Court from any judgment, decree or final order of a High Court. Section 109 Order 45 of CPC deals with appeal to the Supreme Court. Then there is Article 136. It mentions about the special leave to appeal from any judgment, decree, determination, sentence or order in any cause or matter passed by any court or a tribunal, except tribunals relating to armed forces. Armed forces are having their own mechanism to resolve the issues. That is why it is excluded from all other courts in India and tribunals. we can move for an appeal to the Supreme Court. That is what this provision is, Article 136. So these are the provisions related to appeal. ഇത് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കി വെക്കുക. ഇനി നമുക്ക് ഫോമിലേക്ക് പോകാം. So we have understood what is the facts of the case, what are the provisions of the appeal. Now we are moving to the third portion called the form of the appeal. Let us see what is the form of the appeal. Can you see in the court of the District Judge Ernakulam, CMA number dash of 2020. We have to mention CMA number. And appellant and respondent are the people. On appeal from the court of the Municip Ernakulam, IA number you have to mention 1245 of the 2020. So that I have simply mentioned some number. In OS number 346 of 2020, it is between applicant plaintiff and the respondent defendant. Then memorandum of appeal under order 43 rule 1 read with section 104 of the Code of Civil Procedure. And here you have to write a particular sentence. Being aggrieved by the order dated dash of the municip. It is given from the facts of the case which are given to you. You can find out what is the date of the order. Then in IA number dash OS number, the applicant begs to prefer this appeal through his advocate Sri Tom Joseph. Whatever is the name of the advocate, you can put. Even your name you can put. There is no issue in that. Here comes the statement of the facts. Statements. The facts you understand clearly and you have to add it here. The appellant as the plaintiff filed the suit number. So you have to start from the history of the suit. When you have filed the particular case in the Municip Court, you have to mention. And what is the nature of the case you have to mention. It was a money suit which was mentioned. When you got the judgment of that particular case, it is mentioned. So all these things you have to make as a statement. And in one paragraph, you have to include all these affairs. The appellant as the plaintiff filed the suit number in the court for money due to him on a promissory note executed on. Like that, you have to add the statement of the facts. അത് മുഴുവനായിട്ട് ഈ പ്രോബ്ലം നോക്കിയിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുക. Then you have to go for the grounds. What is meant by the grounds? What is the basis on which this appeal is filed? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പം കവർ ചെയ്ത പ്രൊവിഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, ലീഗൽ പ്രൊവിഷൻസ് അണ്ടർ വിച്ച് ആൻ അപ്പീൽ ഹാസ് ബീൻ ഫൈൽഡ്. യു ഹാവ് ടു ഗോ ഫോർ ദാറ്റ്. അതില് ദ ഓർഡർ ഓഫ് ദ കോർട്ട് ഇസ് അഗൈൻസ്റ്റ് ലോ, facts and the circumstances of the case. Then defendant is trying to sell away his property. The would have been that he does not have definite income, like that. Whatever facts you are mentioning, that you have to clearly mention. And for these and other grounds to be submitted at the time of argument, it is prayed that this honorable court may be pleased to allow this appeal. So that is how you have to write the appeal. Appo idile njan factum provisions grounds one by one ആയിട്ട് എഴുതിയിട്ടില്ല. I have just sent you the form. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ ഫാക്ടിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ആഡ്